Do an introduction. Tell us who you are, Angela.
Okay. My name is Eberle Rigas, and I live in Caledonia, Michigan. I am running a grassroots campaign to unseat our current state representative, Lisa Lyon. My campaign is about bringing common sense back to the state government and accountability to the elected officials. We have too many policies being passed when the consequences aren't, really kind of dealt with until the politicians are out of office. An example is Medicaid expansion. We passed Medicaid expansion, Obamacare in Michigan, and the federal government is paying for the Medicaid for the next 3 years. After that, the federal dollars will decrease, and the state will have to pick up the difference. And we already have 700,000 more people on the system. These are middle-class families, for the most part, that, thanks to Obamacare and nationwide, their premiums have risen to the level that they can no longer afford to pay for their premiums themselves.
Wow.
So we're forcing people into welfare.
Wow. That's what's going on in Michigan?
Yeah, that's one of the things going on in Michigan, yes. And we're outraged. We're outraged because
it would be.
Folks passed it will not be in office. Suffer the consequence. And we are suffering as a middle class in Michigan. The middle class is suffering nationwide.
Right.
Nationwide.
How come the press not talking about this? How come not even Fox News is talking about this issue? Are they scared or something, or just ignorant? I mean, what is really going on here? Because I'm getting you, Angela, who's actually running for state senate in Michigan, the hardest. Right. It's State House, and here you are. You just dropped a bombshell on a half of my network where nobody's even talking about this issue. Not even talk radio is talking about this. How come they're keeping it so quiet for? Are they scared? Are they ignorant? I mean, what do you? I want to get a sense of what it is that's making this this globness that's going on in our aid departments and actually not talking about the truth or getting out to the public anymore. Why is that, Angela? Go ahead. I want to know. I'm trying to understand this for not just for myself, but everybody else who are concerned about this country. That's the main issue. Go ahead.
We look at what's going on the federal level, and we look at what's going on worldwide.
Right.
And unfortunately, too many of us are focused on the worldwide politics,
right,
and the crisis in Ukraine and Russia and Israel, and we're so focused on that the leadership at the state level is able to accomplish more because we kind of have our eyes closed to the local and state level.
Right. But this is war, though. This is a war again. This is a war right here in its own country. I can't believe it. You're talking about these people who are on welfare right now, and you just said they're creating havoc within your own state, within your own city of Michigan. This is outrageous. It's like a war zone. Tell me if I'm wrong.
You're right, and the sad thing about it is that many people do need assistance, and I'm definitely for, if you need assistance, definitely it's a stepping stone for, yourself to pull yourself out of the mess that you're in. And I've been on assistance myself years ago, and I was able to pull myself and my family out of it. And too many people in the nation we look at them as an entitlement.
Right.
These people just want entitlements. And I agree to a certain point, but I also disagree. Because when you have things like Medicaid expansion and, the Obamacare going through the nation, too many people are forced into a system that they do not want to be in. And I volunteered at a health clinic, and I saw firsthand, the people coming in that used to afford their own medical insurance, and now they can no longer afford it, and they're on Medicaid. And it's the worst coverage. The treatment, it's substandard health care. It's really a shame and it's a disgrace for the nation of the United States to be giving this kind of health care to our citizens that once could provide their own health care, and they used to have the
Right, and they have a choice, and they don't have a choice anymore, right?
We're taking choice away from everything. We're taking choice away from education and Common Core education. It's a federal takeover of education. It's a socialist educational program.
Right.
And the states are bowing down to it. The states are bowing down to it. The federal government has no right for education. It's state right. That's a state issue.
Right.
And yet, because it's funded by the federal government, we allow them to take over. We allow, if we continue as states to let the federal government take over, it will never end. And once they take over, how do you get back? How do you get back your liberties, and how do you get back your freedom?
Well, I'm glad we got you on this network. I really am, because this is huge. That, like you said, they're just sweeping this information right under the rug, and you just said they're taking people who don't need assistance, they're on assistance, and the people who really do need assistance, they're not getting it, and the people who do not want to be on welfare, they're on welfare right now. It's ludicrous. It's ludicrous. What's happening here? This is, like you said, it's socialism that's degrading our own country.
Allow it.
Right, we allow it. Right.
This, though. That is one of the main problems. What you allow is will continue.
Right.
If we continue to let the federal government overreach, they will never stop.
Right.
They will never stop.
Right. Great point.